Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Team of the Year. Luuk De Jong plays for FC Twente in the Eredivisie. He is Dutch, and he comes from the Team of the Year Northern Europe. His average price on the Xbox is 26k, average price on the PS3 is 22k. On-card stats are 77 pace, 88 shooting, 84 passing, 83 dribbling, 56 defending, and 85 heading. And he's an overall 88 card. So onto his in-game stats: 89 ball control, 82 crossing, only 76 curve, 84 dribbling, 94 finishing, pretty nice, 99 heading accuracy, 80 long pass, 92 long shots, only 81 penalties, 94 short pass, 97 shot power, 94 volleys. He's right-footed, comes out as a striker, medium work rate, 3-star weak foot, 4-star skills, only 72 acceleration, that's quite low, 85 agility, only 58 balance, and only 65 jumping, to pretty poor stats there. 80 reactions, 83 sprint speed, 91 strength, only 73 attack positioning, and 75 vision. So I'm going to move on to the clips, and you might think from some of those stats that, wow, this guy looks good on some stats, but on others he just looks absolutely terrible, such as balance, which you would expect would mean that he cannot dribble at all. And some of the time that is true. If you slow down too much, then he does not seem to be able to turn in a very, I suppose, tight circle or very quickly. He has a tendency to just knock the ball around a bit, and he may lose possession when the ball's in close control and he's turning. Although it's actually not that noticeable usually, and if you use skill moves you can usually keep the ball away from the defenders. But this guy's main plus point is definitely his shooting. I think in the 3 or 4 games I played with him, I managed to score 12 goals with him, which is crazy, and he scored something like 7 in one game, which is absolutely nuts. I think those highlights should be coming up in just a second, but yeah, 7 in a game is completely nuts. He's actually a surprisingly clinical finisher, and his finesse shot's very nice. His power shot's quite nice too, but I would say his finesse is actually a little bit better. And despite his low jumping stat, he can actually win quite a few headers. You'll see, I think, 3 or 4 headed goals here as well. So he can definitely score headers, despite that stat, which you'd expect means he couldn't score any headers. He can also score on his left foot, a couple of left-footed highlights here too. So this guy's a very clinical finisher. I would compare him to a slower version of the Team of the Year Huntelaar. He's not as clinical, but he does actually have 4-star skills as well, which is a big plus in my book anyway. So that means he can do obviously the Ronaldo chop and scoop turn and all those good skills. He hasn't got the best of long shots, to be honest. The few I tried with him, he didn't really score very many. I'm not even sure if he scored any. And his acceleration is noticeably slow. Once he does get up to his full sprint speed, it's pretty okay. You don't really notice the pace thing, but his acceleration is pretty poor, and he definitely starts out running pretty slow. And he will score you a crazy amount of goals if you give the ball to him and let him shoot. So I'm going to move on to the verdict, and I'm going to give this guy a 9 out of 10. Why? Well, because he is a supremely clinical finisher, especially on his finesse shot. He can score with both feet. He's got 4-star skills, and also because he's so cheap for a Team of the Year player. 25k is really not very much at all, especially not compared to the 200k you might pay for Huntelaar. And this guy is almost as good. He's a bit slower, but apart from that, he's actually very close to being as good as Huntelaar in my opinion. Not quite as clinical and all that, but like I said, very close. So definitely go out and pick this guy up. It may depend on your playstyle how well he does for you, but for me, he was just a complete boss, and his finishing was surprisingly good. So yeah, for such a cheap player, this guy is definitely a beast. So as always, put your suggestions for reviews in the comments, and I'll talk to you next time.